So we are going to start with the refining of metal. We have already discussed about the step 1 and step 2. What was the step 1? Step 1 was uh, step 1 of extraction of metal was concentration of ore or enrichment of ore, in which we were purifying the ore, getting the rid of all the impurities which are present in the ore. Second may what was to be done according to the reactivity of the metal, we were choosing the method through which they can be separated from their ores. Now we have come on the third step, which is called as refining of impure metal. You know, the metal which is being obtained after the reduction process. Do you know that, whether you know or not, that the metal which we obtain after the reduction process is not completely pure? It is still having impurities in it. The metal which we obtain after refining of after reduction of the ore, it is still having impurities in it, and this metal is called as crude metal, because still the metal obtained after reduction of the metal from their ore is not pure, and it has still lot of impurities. Now how can we separate out those impurities? For that we use the third step, which is called as refining of impure metal. All right, first step, second step. For first of all, for extraction of metal we use the first step, then we use the second step, and then the third step, which today we are going to discuss. All right, on your screen you are seeing a process is written, like along with your diagram. What is refining? The process of purifying the crude metal. The process of purifying the crude metal is called as refining of metal. Am I clear? What is refining of metal? The process of purifying the crude metal or the impure metal, that is called as refining of metal. Now how the refining is to be done? Generally, for refining of the metal, we are using the method which is called as electrolytic refining. This is one of the common methods. And in this method, what we tend to do? First of all, you can see here in the diagram, for example, here we are discussing about the electrolytic refining of copper, right? You are able to observe the tank, right? Here, there is the tank. Okay, this is called the tank here is called as electrolytic cell. Then we are having the two blocks, right? What will be these two blocks called as? Yes, give me the answer.
Electrodes.
Yes, they are electrodes. Very good. The electrode which is connected to the positive terminal of the battery, what will be that electrode called?
Anode.
Anode. Very good.
Anode.
And the electrode which will be connected to the negative terminal of the battery, what will be that called?
Cathode.
Cathode. Very good. The crude metal which you want to purify. Got my point? The crude metal, the metal which we have obtained after reduction has to be connected to the negative terminal has to be connected to the positive terminal so as to make it anode. The impure metal or the thick block of impure metal is to be connected to the positive terminal of the battery so as to make it the anode. Right? Then there is you can see the cathode, which is the pure block, but it has to be taken a very thin strip of this has to be done. Just a moment, I'm adjusting my screen. Okay, so the thin strip of pure metal. Which pure metal? Now the question here arises is which pure metal? If the impure block is of gold, then the thin strip will be of gold. If the impure block is of any other element, the thin strip has to be of the same element. The cathode has to be made of the same element of which the impure block is. Hope you might samajh aa gaya. Have you been able to understand these, that how we have to choose the cathode and anode? Cathode has to be taken a thin strip of the same metal of which we are refining. Here I have taken the example of copper. So I have taken the thin strip of copper to be connected, pure copper, to be connected to the battery, negative terminal of the battery, and impure block of copper has to be connected to the positive terminal of the battery. Am I clear on this point? Please answer me. I'm not able to, at this moment, I'm not able to read your chat. So answer me. Is this point clear to you?
Ma'am.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
if
Yes,
there
ma'am.
is the impure, if there is crude metal of any metal, it can be any metal, that crude block has to be connected to the positive terminal, and the pure strip of the same metal of which we are doing the refining has to be connected to the negative terminal of the battery. Right? If we are refining copper, then impure block will be connected to the positive terminal and the pure strip will be connected to the negative terminal. If we are refining gold, then the impure block of gold has to be connected to whom? This is my question to you, that impure block of gold with where you are going to connect?
Anode.
Positive terminal.
Yes, we are going to connect it to the positive terminal to make it anode. And what we will take as cathode?
Pure wala gold.
The
Pure
pure
gold.
strip of gold. Pure strip of gold. Okay, in the same manner, if we are doing refining of zinc, then impure block of zinc क्या होगा?
Positive terminal.
Positive terminal.
Yes. And what we will take as negative? What we will make it as negative one?
Pure zinc.
Yes,
Pure zinc.
Very good, very good. So I think this step is quite clear to you, that the one which is impure block has to be made as anode, and the pure strip of the same
हो
metal
गई खत्म होने वाली
has to be taken
साइंस
as
की तो चल
the,
रही है
yes, has to be taken as the cathode. right? Now, what we need is a suitable water soluble salt of the metal which can be taken as electrolyte. What do you mean by the electrolyte? That is this water which contain the salt of the same metal of which we are doing the refining. For example, we are having copper sulfate. We are doing the refining of copper. We are doing the refining of copper. So the electrolyte will be selected as copper sulfate. Aqueous solution of copper sulfate. Right? So while selecting the electrolyte, we have to take this into consideration that the water soluble salt of the same metal is to be taken, which is to be refined. Am I clear? Yes. Is this point clear
Yes,
to
ma'am.
you? I want the answer. Is this point clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So the electrolyte has to be taken the salt solution of the same metal of which we are doing the refining. Okay. Now on connecting to the battery, what will happen? The electricity will be passed through the impure block is will gain the metal from the anode will lose the electron. Here what will happen? The electrolytic solution will break down. It will the positive term the metal being the positive will move towards the negative. Right?
मैम
Yes.
हेलो मैम
Yes.
मैम जो मैम इम्प्योर कॉपर होता है उसका कलर क्या ग्रे होता है?
हाँ थोड़ा yes yes. What will happen? The soluble impurities present in the impure metal will pass into the solution, whereas insoluble impurity will fall below the anode and will get collected as the anode mud. When the electric current is passed through the solution, the pure metal from the anode passes into the solution. Being positive in nature, it will move towards the cathode and will get deposited on the cathode. धीरे धीरे what will happen? ये जो कैथोड का साइज है ये डिक्रीज होता जाएगा और जो सॉरी एनोड का जो साइज है वो डिक्रीज होता जाएगा एंड द प्योर कॉपर विल गो ऑन डिपॉजिटिंग एट कैथोड और कैथोड का जो साइज है वो मोटा होता जाएगा, वो बड़ा होता जाएगा. I hope that I'm clear now here. Have you been able to understood this process?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
The impure copper, yeah, when you will pass the electric current through the solution, pure metal from the anode will dissolve into the salt solution and these ions will move towards the cathode and will get deposited on the cathode. Am I right? और जो impurity है, they will settle down. What you see in the, you can say in the diagram, there you will see that impurities are there and these impurities are known as anode mud. This is what we call as electrolytic refining. This is how the electrolytic refining of the impure metal has to be done. Alright. Next topic which we are going to discuss now is the corrosion. You know about the corrosion. What is corrosion? Okay, corrosion in case of iron, what we call it as? Because in the first chapter,
Rusting.
yes,
Rusting.
what happened during the process of rusting? Yes, give me the answer.
Polish
What
layer of
happened
iron
during the
comes
process?
Iron come
into
in contact with
addition.
air and
Come
moisture.
contact with the water molecule.
Who is speaking the answer? Please repeat it once again. One by one, you answer. Yes. What is corrosion?
The,
Sorry, what is rusting?
the polished
Rusting
layer of
happens.
iron comes in contact with air or water molecule, and the water molecules turn this
It
layer
start
into
reacting with
reddish
the air and water molecule to form the oxide layer. So that oxide is called as, this process is called as rusting. In the same manner, you know what metals got damaged. Why the metals get damaged? Because they react with the atmospheric oxygen and the water present in the atmosphere, even carbon dioxide also, thus forming a layer of oxide. Okay, and this process is called as corrosion. देखो, as you know that some metals are highly reactive, some metals are moderately reactive, and some metals are least reactive. So the rate of reaction, with the oxygen or the carbon dioxide or the moisture present in the air of the metal may not be same in all the cases, but definitely the metals are going to react with the, just a moment, I will let this person in. The metals react with the oxygen, moisture, carbon dioxide, etc., which is present in the air and get damaged because of the formation of the oxide layer. Right? You can see generally in your home also, when you are having a utensil which is made up of, you can say, copper, there is the greenish coating over the copper. Over the copper layer, over the copper vessel, it develops a greenish coating, and that coating is basically copper carbonate, which has been developed because the copper comes in the contact of the atmospheric comes in the contact of the atmospheric air, you can say atmospheric oxygen, atmospheric carbon dioxide, so it start reacting with it to form the layer of copper carbonate. In the same manner, silver, you can see develops a black coating. Why silver develops a black coating? Because it reacts with the sulfide, to develop the coating of silver sulfide, which is present in the air. Right? So this process of slowly eating up of the metal due to their conversion into oxides, carbonates, sulfides or sulfates by the action with the atmospheric gases. You know, there is the presence of hydrogen sulfide in the atmosphere. There is the presence of hydrogen sulfide in the atmosphere. The silver is going to react with it and develop the coating, black coating over it. This process is called as corrosion. And now here we are having an experiment in which it is established that there are the two conditions which is necessary for rusting. The two conditions which are necessary for rusting is presence of moisture and presence of oxygen. These two conditions help, just a moment. These two conditions will help in rusting of iron. These two conditions are necessary for rusting of iron. One is presence of air and one is presence of water vapors. And there are various methods of preventing the rusting. How can we prevent the rusting?
Polish by polishing the paint or polishing the iron.
Painting. First of all, we are going to discuss about painting. We paint the surfaces of iron, right? Greasing and oiling. We grease and oil so that the rate of, you can say the rate of reaction is very less. Rate of reaction of metal with the atmospheric gases. Because generally what we tend to do is we tend to form a layer over the surface. For example, if I am having this, you can see if I am having a piece of metal, what I will try to do, if I paint it, what I develop a layer between the metal and the atmospheric gases. Right? So, by all these methods like applying oil, applying paint, coating with zinc, actual mein we are developing a barrier. We are developing a barrier between atmospheric gases and the metal, so that the atmospheric gases cannot come in the contact of the metal, and if there is no contact between the atmospheric gases and the metal, so there will be no reaction, no oxide layer will be formed, no carbonate layer will be formed, no sulfide layer will be formed, and thus preventing the metal from corrosion. Alright? Have you been able to understand? Now there are certain metals which are called as self-protecting metal. These are like aluminium. What happens in such metal is that when aluminium come in the contact of oxygen, what it is going to form? Which layer it is going to form?
Aluminium oxide.
Aluminium oxide. Very good. This layer of, for example, if this metal is made up of aluminium, the layer of aluminium will come in the contact of oxygen to form, the metal will come in the contact of oxygen to form a layer of aluminium oxide. Now, once the layer of aluminium oxide, once the metal will be covered by the layer of aluminium oxide, this aluminium oxide will now act as a barrier and will stop further corrosion of inner aluminium. Am I? Now, the question is, बाकी metals में ऐसा क्यों नहीं होता है? What happens once the layer of corrosion take place? For example, in iron, what happens once there is the layer of iron oxide? What will happen? ये जो layer है ये धीरे धीरे गिरती जाएगी, and the newer the internal atoms of the metal will come in the contact of the oxygen and will start reacting again, forming the layer of iron oxide, which will fall down. Again, the inner atoms will be exposed, right? Am I right now? Have you been able to understand what is self-protection?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Alloy
ma'am.
is also one of the way how can we prevent the corrosion. Alloy is a mixture of metal with another metal or metal and a non-metal. Okay, next. Although only less than 1 minute is there,